Hello, and thank you for watching this video on how to make a film. We're going to teach you the basics of pre-production, production, and post-production. But first, let's jump into the 21st century. First thing you must do is plan it out. What is the idea? What happens in your story? What is that juicy story that separates it from everything else? You must have that idea, and it must be clear and simple. Think of it as the film description that accompanies the picture on Netflix, designed to go with the poster or the trailer. You want it to grab the attention of everyone so you don't have some lazy couch potato simply scrolling past like this guy right here.
Oh, that's interesting.
Once you have an idea that you like, write it down as an outline. Write the script. Short or long, it can be as simple as one sentence or as long as a CVS receipt, because you definitely have time to film all that, yes. Yes. Now it is time to storyboard your script. The storyboard is just visualizing what you have. It does not have to be perfect. It can just be scribbles on a piece of paper as long as it gets the point across. At the same time, you need to create your shot list, which is the list of shots in order from your script. It's sequenced all the way up. They can be written as part of the storyboard, or they can be listed separately, but you need to have them. Now that you know the characters in your script, you need people to play them. Actors, as we call them in the industry, those who ride or die with your script. Fortunately, we have a lot of talent available. Now that you've got everything written down, you're going to need to organize all your equipment. The best way to do this is to have a checklist of everything you need. You need cameras, your tripod, batteries, lights, microphone, batteries, memory card, markers, batteries, a bag, your phone, and batteries. But before we head out, you have to make sure our location is still viable to film, or if it has been closed to us like many a circuit city across America. After you check with them, then we can go. I guess maybe after our lunch break. See you then, folks. Boy, I sure do love a 3-martini lunch.
Yeah?
Where's the assistant?
Who's the assistant?
The fellow with the boom microphone who was making all the audio sound good.
Oh, true? I don't know. I think he left for the day. So, I guess it's just the two of us for the rest of this shoot.
Right. Let's carry on then. Now that we've got permission to film our film on location, I will pass it over to our cameraman for this segment on how to film a film.
Thanks for the introduction, Brando. Now, the camera is a very innovative piece of equipment. It allows us to see everything we see in real time, especially in the most cinematic way possible. Just think about it. There are devices, such as a smartphone, a tablet, or even a laptop, that possesses the same qualities that a camera has. You'd be surprised just how available this type of equipment is readily available to us. I bet, even if you thought about the history of the camera's development, you start to appreciate that.
Look, Mr. Cameraman, this isn't a documentary of the video camera. We don't have time for that right now. We're already 4 minutes into this video tutorial. Talk about the aspects of filming for the newcomers.
Alright, sure, whatever. These are the major aspects of a shot that you need to set up and analyze your film properly. Alright, so once we have our camera set up and our subject in view, the first thing we want to do is figure out the framing of our shot. And the best way to do that is through the rule of thirds on our camera. Now, the rule of thirds is a little figure on screen where 9 equally distributed boxes take up our entire screen. Now, in terms of framing, we either have the option of placing our subject in between the intersection of 4 boxes, as seen here. We can have him in the middle of our screen, within the crosshairs, the little cross in the middle. Or we can have him, at least his face, on the outer portions of the box just to get a nice spread out feel across our frame. Hey Josh. How you doing, buddy? Gotta love it. The second thing you want to do is figure out the focus. And there's two ways you could do that. You can do either manual focus or autofocus. Personally, I would go for manual focus since it provides more control and it gives you that extra crispiness on your screen. And especially in the overall end product. So the next part that you want to focus on in your shot is the lighting. Now, in terms of our subject, Josh up here, if there is no lighting, he runs the risk of being underexposed and as well as looking too dark on our camera. But if he's overexposed with too much lighting, he becomes very bright and we all run the risk of, becoming blind. That's why I got my little sunglasses right here. I mean, sure, the white balance is probably going to be a little off, but it's okay, we'll fix it in post. Josh, you ready? To shoot?
Okay, I'm ready.
Cool. Quiet on set.
Ooh.
I said quiet on set. Oh hey, I'm just going over the coverage of our shots that we just took. Everything's looking pretty nice. Although I don't know where our planner went. Could have sworn I just saw him a minute ago. Did you see him? Oh. Things are getting pretty sus around here. But anyway, since our shots look pretty good, oh, and just a side note, I did take a couple extra shots with different angles and perspectives, because you never know when you need them in post. But now that we got our shots, everything looks pretty good. Just make sure there aren't any awkward jump cuts or any disruptions in the flow of your project. But now that our storyboard matches up to our script, it's time to pass it on to our editor.
Oh, thanks for the introduction, Brett. Hi, I'm the editor of this team. I normally sit behind the scenes and just put everything together in a nice package for your viewing pleasure. There's a lot of steps in post-production, such as video editing, audio editing, special effects, you know it. But today, I'm just going to show you just the basics of video editing. Come on, let's begin. Before editing, make sure you collect all your footage from your different sources, such as cameraman. You don't want to discover that a clip is missing and you have to hunt down a cameraman and they'll be like, oh no, we forgot to shoot that. You have to schedule another shooting day and that's no fun. So make sure all of that's sorted out first according to the shot list. Then you collect your storage devices using your filming equipment. For us, we use these two SD cards for this film. So we just put them in the SD card slot on our computer. Once they pop up, you can see all the different takes and shots that you filmed. And you go to each one and take notes of what's going on. That's called a logging sheet. You see, for us, we have that already here. Because you don't want to see like the first few seconds and assume that the take's bad. No. Just watch the whole thing, and by the end, there's probably something usable you can use. I should know from experience. Now that we have all our footage logged, we can start inputting them into our editing software. For us, we use Adobe Premiere Pro. So once you create a new project and create a new sequence, such as Ctrl-N or Command-N, whichever machine you're on, then you can start inputting all of your footage onto the editing software. For us, there's 3 different segments or sequences for this film, so I just like to break it all up into each one and start editing piece by piece. That's always like a good thing to do while editing. So as much as I want to go thorough in this editing process, there's not enough time in this film, so here's a montage of me editing instead. Editing can be a difficult process at times, very time consuming, and editors deserve a break once in a while, so I'm just gonna go to the bathroom. Wait, where were you for the past few minutes? But, wait a minute. What? That's so weird. The frozen in place in the same position as in the timeline. But we just recorded this a few minutes ago. Hold on a sec.
Which is the list of shots in order from your script. This is sequenced all the way up and written as part of the storyboard.
So weird.
Separately, but you need to have them. No, the characters for your script, you need people to play them. Actors, as we call them.
What's going on here?